We have quorum. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the January 20th Tourist Development Council meeting. If we please rise for the invocation and pledge.
Thankful for your loving providence and grant that we
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
The Honorable Chopper Davis.
Here.
The Honorable Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Mike Kidd. Mike Kidd.
He's online. I can see him. You can call him here. I think his mic's off.
Robert Reilly.
Here.
Wendy Longman.
Here.
Greg Linners.
Here.
Mike Bishop. Bobby DeFilippis. And Chairman Moore.
Here. Thank you,
Thank
Madam
you.
Clerk. Is Bobby not going to come?
She mentioned that she was going to be here today. She looks like she's running a little bit late.
Okay. Okay. Public comment. Anybody wishing to address the council have been requested to sign in. Is there anybody online via WebEx to speak in front of the council? Anybody at a kiosk? Anything of? I see somebody. Is this person, Mr. Joseph, part of your presentation? Okay, great. Well, Mr. Joseph, we're going to hold off on you just for a few minutes. Seeing that, we'll move on. And we're going to nix D because Elizabeth is not with us. Right?
Good morning, Commissioner. I'm actually appearing through WebEx.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not to you yet, though. I was just checking real quick. Thanks. Is this Miss DeFilippis? DeFilippis? Hey, good morning.
Sorry, I went to the wrong place.
That's okay. Oh, that's okay. Well, welcome. Ms. DeFilippis is the Director of Sales for Spring Hill Suites Marriott on the Tampa Suncoast Parkway, and she is our new council member. So welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. It's an honor, and I'm excited to watch to see what's new and what's happening.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thanks again for being here. So, Madam Clerk, if you can count her as here. Thank you. And let's go ahead and, hey, Elizabeth, before I get to you, let me just do this real quick. Can I get approval of the minutes for October 21st? A motion, second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion passes. Can I get, for E2, can I get a motion for the November 18th TDC minutes? So, second. Okay, I got a motion and a second, all in favor? All opposed, same sign, motion passes. Thank you all. Okay, so let's go to back up. We asked Ms. Blair from the County Attorney's Office just to give a little quick update on the Florida Sunshine Law, public records, and ethics, especially that we have new members, and it's been a while since we've done this. We want to make sure that everybody is obviously protected and following those rules. So, Ms. Blair, I will let you take it away. Good morning.
Good morning, Council. Can you hear me all right?
We're gonna need some volume here. So you're a little low. Okay, go ahead and try again.
Okay, is that any better?
Yes, a lot better. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Well, good morning, all of you. And I am so unhappy to have to do this from my living room or my dining room. Unfortunately, my son has been quarantined by his school for his exposure to COVID last week. And I thought it would be best if I just did this virtually with you all. If you scroll down to page 13 of your agenda, I actually have the materials there for you. And I can also provide it to you as a separate email document that you can keep for your convenience to use in the future, should you have any questions. This is a booklet prepared by the County Attorney's Office based upon materials from Lee County. And even though it's dated 2012, it's still correct and relevant information. I just want to point out there's some yellow highlighted lines on the document. These are typically the key points I discuss when I make this presentation. So some of you are going to remember that. For our newest member, my phone number is actually on the second or the first page after the title page. If you need to reach out to the County Attorney's Office with any questions regarding sunshine, ethics, or public records, you're welcome to call, speak with me directly. I'm Elizabeth Blair. I'm happy to answer any questions. Most of what occurs in the world of ethics, sunshine law, and public records are very factual, specific situations. So it's best to ask for information or help if you find yourself in a situation. First off, government in the sunshine law requires that all the meetings be open to the public, minutes be taken, and that folks are allowed to speak if they want to. And basically, the takeaway from what sunshine law requires is that two members of the same advisory body or elected body cannot speak together in private, whether it be by text, email, telephone call, on a matter that is reasonably going to come before that board for a vote. Very simple, straightforward. No communication on board matters outside of public noticed meetings. Public records law, you all don't need to worry about too much. You are not the record custodian for any of the records of your council. We actually at the county, as your support staff, are the record custodians. If anyone should ever ask you for a public record related to your business, pick up the phone, give the tourism office a call, give me a call, and we'll handle that matter for you. Code of ethics cover a wide variety of areas. If you continue to scroll down, number 4 is highlighted for you, voting conflicts. This is probably the only one you're going to have an issue with. Sometimes your individual employers or businesses may have business before this council, seeking a sponsorship or a contract for room bookings or whatever. Should that occur, you may have a voting conflict. Once again, very factual, specific. Reach out to me before the meeting on which that matter is on the agenda, and I can help you determine whether or not you must abstain from voting. Any questions so far?
Any questions? No.
Okay. Quickly then, just to finish up, you can read this for yourself, but you'll see as you scroll through, there's some details regarding what may arise as certain situations under sunshine law. And you'll see that public records is detailed as well. Should you have any questions on what a public record is, that information's right there for you as well. I think I could wrap that up unless anyone wants further explanation or details.
Any questions? No? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Thanks again, Ms. Blair. Give me one sec here. What just happened with the phone? Okay. So let's move around to funding requests. Ms. Sanchez, if you'd like to come forward.
Good morning, Consuelo Sanchez, Sports Development and Tourism Manager. We're gonna start with the 2021 Molten Florida pre-qualifier. I have AJ Joseph in line. He's gonna be presenting this event, but I wanna provide some background about the event. We have been working with Sansi Brown, his partner, and AJ for over 2 years, trying to bring volleyball events to the sports campus. We were looking at the MLK weekend. Unfortunately, that one got booked by another event. Last year, AJ Joseph booked the venue, half of the venue, for one of the largest volleyball events in Florida. This event takes place at the Tampa Convention Center. We are not gonna be an overflow venue. We're gonna be a venue for specific age divisions, 10 to 13. We already have over 300 rooms.
Change the camera, please.
I'm sorry?
Not you. You got it. Thank you.
Okay. We already have over 300 room nights booked, not room blocks, but booked in different Pasco hotels for this event. So we're presenting the request today. However, he's presenting because we had a little issue with the venue. So Joseph, if you want to start just talking about it. AJ.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So back in October, I reached out to book the venue directly with Anthony and was told that they didn't have both halls available, but they did have both zones. They did have one that would provide 8 courts. So we went forward and sent the agreement October 27th, sent the deposit November 4th. And then yesterday I received an email that they had mistakenly double booked the venue, even though Anthony had told me that the other group was only using one zone, not both, but said that they were using both zones for Saturday and that I could have it either Friday or Sunday, which doesn't work for us. It's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. We, at this point, if we can't have one of the zones for Saturday, I'm going to have to cancel 64 teams, including one from Puerto Rico, who was flying in for the event, a 13s team. And I'm kind of at a loss of what to do 6 weeks out from the event. I checked with the Florida State Fairgrounds, both of their halls that could possibly work are booked. Jason Augie, the Tampa Convention Center, is working. Consuelo I called her last night, but this funding request may be moot if we can't actually run the event there.
Details?
Well, I think Anthony is also connected. I don't know if he's connected. He says he was gonna attend. I sent an email last night asking him just to keep this event. First, it is a 2-day event. The gymnastic or cheerleading event is just a 1-day event. He basically mentioned that they're gonna bring more people with the gymnastics or cheerleading event, but it is impossible that they actually book more rooms than a 2-day event. AJ, he wanted to rent the full venue, meaning bringing up to 128 teams. He had to turn back about 50 teams already because you were gonna use just half of the venue. So this is a very solid event, totally supported by the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. It's being hosted for several years at the Tampa Convention Center. Again, we're not gonna be an overflow. We're gonna have our own divisions and they already book rooms. Everything is ready, the event is ready. And basically, Rad Sports made a mistake. They double book Saturday and they're asking him to change one of the days and move his event to Friday and Sunday, which is not really reasonable considering that the event is gonna take place over Saturday and Sunday, not only here, but also in Tampa. So that's not possible. So basically, we were presenting today this request for funding because we have been working. Like I mentioned before, we already have multiple room nights booked in Pasco County. He has even a team coming from Puerto Rico. So we needed to present this to you and look for some guidance.
So when was this originally booked? When was the venue?
October or November?
October 27th was when I sent the application and made the deposit on November 5th.
And when did you get confirmation the venue was available?
When they actually sign off the agreement.
When it was there? And we have people that are flying in that have booked flights. And the other whatever else is happening there, is that a local event or an event where people are coming in from out of town?
We haven't been involved with the other event, unfortunately.
Well, I understand, but my question is whether we're involved or not. Is that a local event or is that one where people travel?
We currently don't know the answer to that, sir. We are not privy to the information that Rad Sports is.
So you just can't you just look online and see what event is this weekend?
We can see
we
can see what the event is. We can't see the teams and we can't see the origin of which they're coming from.
And this one is a 2-day event.
I guess so. Bottom line is this is a contractual agreement between Rad Sports and them. So any damages would be with Rad, not with obviously the county.
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure that's clear. So if there's flights or hotels booked, so any type of situation like that would have to be between that facility and the. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
We're not really looking for any damages or anything. It's more of a reputation thing. I mean, to me, it's, telling 64 teams when we already have 60 some on the wait list that we're going to have to, tell you that you can't play this weekend because the facility, we have to blame it on the facility. We can't take any ownership of it ourselves, at this point.
No, sir, I understand.
I just want to be clear. We're not looking for damage.
No, I understand. That was a question, though, for my staff. I wanted to make sure that was clear. on our team, on our side here.
What do
that
you
was
want from us?
You know,
What can we do?
So we are governed by this board, and we are just looking for this TDC board to give us direction and staff, because we oversee the facility in itself. We don't oversee the operations or the calendar, but this board can make a motion to support this event over the other event.
Mr. Learners, go ahead.
I know it's probably highly unlikely, and I know you said the Friday and Sunday wouldn't work. I mean, would a Sunday, Monday it would be easier probably to extend versus trying to do a split day, and that's not possible either.
Okay. Hold on. Mr. Jones, give me 1 second. I have more questions here. Go ahead, Captain Winnie.
Is it possible to get with Brad and find out who is doing that Saturday event and possibly move that Saturday event to Sunday, and then we could move Mr. Joseph's back to that Saturday? I mean, has there been communication with Brad?
That happened last night, so I actually got an email back from Anthony Homer with Rad Sports this morning. He mentioned that they needed to cancel this one basically because they don't have a lot of cheerleading partners right now. And he thinks that maybe this event is not gonna bring us so many room nights like the cheerleading, which I don't understand why, knowing that we already have booked rooms for this event. And
good morning.
we're proposing, we send him. Hey, Anthony, I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah, I've been on. For some reason the audio wasn't working here. I'm available. I can answer any of those questions. And first of all, Mr. Joseph, AJ, that the mistake was completely on our end. Let's make no bones about it. When the other contract was signed prior to yours, the mistake that was made was in the contract, they had requested pay the deposit facility on both zones. However, on the calendar, the lady who was doing the booking and handling the events at the time, she only put down that it was going to be a half facility rental. And she since been let go. But we found out that there was mistakes made on the calendar. And so there's no good outcome here. There's no good choice. And we are trying very hard to find another alternate location for that Saturday contractually. And we tried to work with the other event to see if there was any way we could get half of the facility like we promised without jeopardizing the entire event. And she worked with us and for days, and we went back and forth with a number of options, trying to coordinate do things outside. But at the end, the realization was just there was no way we could accommodate their event, which again, right there on the contract, they had filled out from the phone. When I spoke to you, AJ, I referenced it and not the actual contract. And the mistake was made on the calendar side, only reserving half of the facility. And so the mistake was done. However, unfortunately, I don't have a good choice here. My choice is sign the contract before. So I do have contractual obligation to them, and that's just where we're at. And again, it's no good choice here, but
So I'm going to put pause and make sure that nobody else can speak. I guess I'm a little confused of why we in this TDC board is involved in this interaction this time, guys. I don't think this is appropriate for this TDC board to be having these discussions at all. This should not be what we're doing. this is something that you, Mr. Joseph, and Rad, and all you guys should be working out. This should not be something we're hashing out on this council right now. We cannot make a decision. There's no decision for us to make.
Right.
This is something that has to be worked out between the three of you guys, your three entities, okay? This is not appropriate for us to be discussing. So with that, we need to move on.
I second that. I didn't have, and I don't see anything we can do. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I agree. So I need you guys to huddle up. Consuela, you know, work with them. Hey, Adam, you guys need to figure this out. But this is not something we can vote on. There's nothing for us to vote on here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
We're all on the same page. Sorry, Mr. Joseph, and I hope this gets worked out. I sincerely, and I truly do. We want to have you here in Pasco County. We appreciate you choosing our county to host this tournament. It's unfortunate this is happening, and we definitely feel for you. But I think we need to have the team literally get out in the hallway right now and have these conversations with the three of you. And Consuela, have Adam take over your job now. And one of you guys go outside, or Adam, you go outside and take care of this. And we will just continue on with the rest of the agenda. Okay?
Okay, so do you want to stop the funding request and then I can come back?
I mean, I don't think there's a problem. If this moves forward, I'm happy to take a vote for the funding request.
Okay.
You know?
F1 and move to F2.
Okay, let's do that for now. And you guys can go huddle up. Somebody go outside, go on the phone, and get everybody on the line and see if you guys can figure this out.
Can I make a final request? Because, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to work it out, but this is the last chance that we can actually
I'm happy to entertain a motion right now. So if this gets worked out to have the funding for it, so you don't have to come back to us.
Yes,
I'll move to fund it.
Great. I have a motion.
A second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
F2, insider exposure, tip-off and insider exposure, final four.
Let's go ahead and change the camera. Thank you. Okay.
We have been working with insider exposure since last year. They host big basketball events in the Jacksonville area. They're relocating some of their events and bringing a new event this year. The first event is going to take place March 6 and 7, and the second one is going to take place on April 3 and 4. So basically, we are projecting over 1,000 room nights for both events, and we're requesting funding for them in the amount of $12,000 for room night performance.
Great. Questions? Questions? No?
It's along the guidelines that we normally do, so I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. P3.
Future Stars USA National Championships, Tampa Bay Challenge, and Southern Jam. We're hosting other two events with another organization, more basketball events at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. This time is with Preferred Athlete Scouting Services. They are projecting to bring over 1,300 room nights for both events, not for each event, but for both events. The events are gonna take place over March 27 and 8 and April 17 and 18. We are requesting for funding for up to $16,000. Again, it's gonna be based on room performance.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. G4.
Florida Premier Spring Showcase. This is a local event that is bringing a lot of out of the area teams. Last year, the event had to be canceled due to COVID-19. The council approved funding for the Winter Cup, another event that they were planning to host in December. Unfortunately, they have to cancel it again. But now they're moving forward with the 13th edition of the Florida Premier Spring Showcase. They're projecting over 150 teams coming from all over Florida for this event. They're gonna be hosting the event at multiple soccer fields. They're gonna be using the Land O'Lakes Recreational Complex, the Starkey Ranch District Park. They're also gonna be using the Mitchell Fields. and also one park in Tarpon Springs. Basically, we're working to make sure that they're gonna be booking rooms in Pasco County. Last week, I was checking on their website and noticed that they have a lot of hotels in Hillsborough County. Immediately, I contacted the event organizer. He sent an email to the Housing Bureau asking them to fix that. So hopefully I'm gonna be reviewing again and making sure that we bring the majority of those rooms to Pasco County. We are requesting funding for this event for up to $8,000. According to the event impact calculator, about roughly 700 room nights are gonna be generated here. So $8,000 for this event. Any questions?
Questions?
I just want to, how do we check and make sure that the hotel rooms that they got are in Pasco County?
Because I can go to their website the same way that I did it last week when I was working on this package to make sure that they only have listed Pasco hotels. That was not the case. I have to do the same thing, but we're never gonna pay for rooms generated out of Pasco County. That's something that I check based on the room night certifications and room night pickups from the Housing Bureau. So that's how I verified.
Then I move for approval.
A motion. Second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion passes. Thank you. And Candace Dupree Invitational.
Yes, sir. Last year we hosted, this was actually the first tourism event that we hosted at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. They're coming back in April. They're growing the event. Last year they brought about 50 teams. Now they're projecting about 80 girls basketball teams and over 800 participants. According to the event impact calculator, the event is gonna produce about 600 room nights. We are requesting up to $7,000 for this event. Any questions?
Questions? Entertain a motion.
Also moved.
A motion and second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion passes. Thank you. G, upcoming events.
So I included in your package, attachment 9. That's the list of events that we have booked. From now, that's January through September. We're probably gonna be adding additional events, but the calendar looks really busy. It's very exciting to have events basically every week coming to our area. That's thanks to the opening of the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. We're still working with the Advent Health Center ICE in order to be more involved with their events. We're working on other additional events. One of them is a football event that we're gonna book for the Starkey Ranch District Park. It's not really big because they also only have 3 soccer fields, but it's exciting to be partnering with Pylon. That's the name of the organization we're gonna be bringing, but I wanted to share the calendar with you guys so you see that we're working hard in order to make sure that we fill out the rooms in Pasco County. Postpone and cancel events. Back in November and December, Blue Star basketball events, they have to cancel the events because the high school association nationwide, they were not allowing high school teams to play, so it wouldn't make any sense. Like I mentioned before, the Florida Premier Winter Cup got canceled too. My hockey tournaments, that really hurt our county. Advent Health Center ICE didn't want to keep working with my hockey tournaments. They were very solid. They relocated to Clearwater. They're working now in Clearwater. They're hosting the event. Tomorrow I'm going to be meeting with the event organizer. She's in town because they were hosting a big event over the MLK weekend. She wants to meet with me, so tomorrow I'm going to see her. We had another event in the books for February, which got canceled. That was the 7v7 football event. AJGA, Saddlebrook, I talked to them. They mentioned that this year they're not going to be able to bring the event to our area because the schedule didn't allow. And the North American Chinese Basketball Association got canceled due to COVID-19. So that event, we worked so hard for over 2 years. Unfortunately, the Chinese community, I was explained that by the event organizer, they're extremely organized and they plan everything in advance. I mean, we were working 2 years to book this event for this May. So they had to cancel it because they don't know what is gonna happen. They just didn't wanna cancel last minute. So they canceled last month. And that was a good thing because we have been able to talk with multiple organizations to fill that weekend. Yesterday, we had a conversation with the National Travel Basketball Association. They're an extremely solid organization when it comes to basketball. And it seems that they're gonna be coming to fill that void over the Memorial Weekend in May. So tomorrow we have a second conversation, hoping that by next week we already secure that event. And that's gonna be hosted on an annual basis, which is a good thing because the National American Chinese Basketball Association, they usually rotate locations. So I think it's better if we can work with events that can come back every year. Site visits update. Late November, we met with National Senior Games Association. They came to check the venues because we were hosting Florida Senior Games. They wanted to see what we were gonna do and learn more about our venues. Our destination is very small, even our budget, in order to host National Senior Games. They usually bring over 14,000 athletes. So we don't really have the capacity nor the venues, but there's a conversation about maybe moving forward to a regional event. So maybe an alliance with Tampa, Clearwater, Sarasota. So they usually plan their events years in advance. Last week, they actually had to cancel this year's seniors game in Fort Lauderdale because they don't know what is gonna happen. So they rescheduled their event for next year in Fort Lauderdale again. But we're gonna start talking about bringing a Tampa region National Senior Games maybe in 24 or 25, which would be great for the area. In December, we also hosted one of the events that you just approved funding for. That's Preferred Athlete Scout Services. We visited multiple hotels in the area. They already secured agreements in Wesley Chapel. And we also hosted USA Wrestling Florida region for a site visit. They wanted to bring the girls state wrestling event to our area. Unfortunately, the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus was already sold out for February. We couldn't book it, but we're talking about events in 2022. Those are the site visits updates. So I'm moving forward with G4, Florida Sports Foundation grants updates. I included as part of the package the approvals that we received from Florida Sports Foundations for events taking place January 1st to March 30th. These grants, just like ours, are based on performance, so we're never gonna know how much we're gonna get until we submit the post-event report. But it's good because we're using these grants to leverage our budget and bring more events. 2 weeks ago was the deadline for events taking place between April 1st and June 30th. So I applied for a number of events that you just approved today. So hopefully we're gonna be able to offset the cost of those events and bring more events eventually. You have the list of those events in the package. G5, I have other updates. For 2 years, I've been trying to work directly with USA Hockey, the adult division. We worked before with the Paralympic division, which was great. It was a great experience over 2 years ago. They have been working with the Tampa Bay Sports Commissions for over 12, 13 years, so they didn't really want to work with us. Finally, tomorrow, I have the opportunity to meet with them. We're going to be connecting. I offer some of our funding programs. I also offer help with the connections with the hotels. So they're going to listen, and hopefully next month I can bring better news to the Tourist Development Council. I'm expecting that we can sign off an agreement with them and let us take care of the accommodations for the participants of the events that are gonna come in April. That's the Nationals for Women and for Men over 2 weekends. So it's a huge event taking place in April. I already mentioned that we're working with the National Travel Basketball Association. Hopefully next week we secure that event. Also, today after this meeting, I'm gonna be hosting the director of SUTS. This is an NCAA certified event organizer and scouting. He's looking to bring more events to a Whitegrass Ranch, so we're gonna go and visit the venue later today. Last month, I was attending the U.S. Sports Congress in Las Vegas. I was very pleased to see that I was the only Florida destination that opened some doors. One of them was the USA Wrestling event, which hopefully we're gonna bring next year. Another one is the Kayak Bass. We had conversations with them yesterday. They're interested in coming to film some episodes. We're gonna need to pay for them, but they're also gonna bring a tournament to the area. So we're gonna start that conversation. So that was really good. And I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Chopper.
You mentioned the senior games that are going to be in the Tampa Bay area. How would we support that if we're looking for just rooms in Pasco?
We would do the same thing that we did with Florida Senior Games. So Florida Senior Games, they were using multiple destinations and multiple venues. So we supported room nights for the events taking place here in Pasco venues. So that would be the same way. So the idea is like using some of our venues. Eventually, this is just an option. The bidding process is very strict, is very demanding. So we started the conversation and that takes years. So if that ever happens, we're gonna need to sit down with Pinellas County, with Hillsborough County, and see how we can collaborate to make it happen.
Because I see there might be, Wendy does kayaking and I do basketball, but we stayed in Hillsborough, but I participated in Pasco, and I just see that there could be a mix there, where we might have problems tracking. That's what I'm at.
I agree. I think we will need to work directly with the hotels to track the room nights and provide National Senior Games or the Housing Bureau with the links that they can use to book the room. So Bobby, Robert, you can track those rooms through those links so they know exactly who stayed from that event.
I just see that kind of a conflict or mix.
I think we're not competitors with the other counties. We complement each other because they don't have venues that we actually have here, and we don't have venues that they have there. So I think that is just a matter of negotiation and seeing how we can work it out. For Florida Senior Games, it worked out perfectly. We're not funding anything that wasn't Pasco related. So we're just funding specifically for room nights generated for the pickleball event, basketball, racquetball, and volleyball events here in our area.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank
Colby?
you.
Colby Gason, Communications Manager. Starting with the marketing update, digital display ads and remarketing ads done through Mad Media, who is our provider this year for our digital marketing efforts, continue to deliver. Our prospecting display ads delivered over 200,000 impressions with 1,200 click-throughs and a click-through rate of 0.48, which is above the industry standard. For reference, all the click-through rates I am about to give you I have a clicker that doesn't want to click. Oh, okay. There we go. This is just for you to visually see what I'm talking about. But all the click-through rates I am going to talk about are above the industry standards. So our remarketing display ads delivered over 300,000 impressions with 2,200 click-throughs to our website at a click-through rate of 0.72. And for our SEM performance for December, it delivered 69,000 impressions, almost 3,000 clicks at a 4.9 CTR. That is incredible. RV camping was actually one of our trending keywords for the month, which again just shows us that people are still very interested in outdoor travel and outdoor staying. Starting this month in January and running through December, we have a buy that started with Travel Spike. It's an online native content buy that will continue to drive website visitors. The DMO will continue to run social media campaigns with boosted content that include the use of blog posts that are being written with strong SEO, again, to help drive down that bounce rate and drive up that session times. We have tested this with a couple of blogs we've written already, and we've actually seen it to start have a good effect. So driving bounce rate down, driving session times up. As a response to the anticipation of our 2021 scallop season, the DMO purchased a full page print ad, digital and social buy with Florida Sport Fishing to further promote the season to Florida anglers in support of in-state visitation. So we will be doing other more leisure targeted, both in and out of state, still probably to drive markets, but this is really going after people who are in state that we know are interested in the season itself. Forgetting to click. Okay, going back one. Website update. Between November and December, flsportscoast.com saw close to 59,000 visitors. Compared to this time last year, that was close to 26,000. So we are up extramentally. So this is really good news. I'll get into our CARES buys, but I would say it's a healthy mix between the clicks that were delivered with our CARES, our social media, and also with our digital marketing efforts. So we're up. The bounce rate continues to fluctuate between 79 and 80 with session durations around 58 seconds. Again, going up and down, the top referral to the website was Facebook, which I estimate to be due to our strong social buys that went live with CARES, as well as what Chris is doing in-house as well. And our homepage continues to be our top visited page because that's where we're predominantly referring most of our display ads to. CARES. So all but 2 of our CARES Act buys have wrapped. We spent over $400,000 of CARES money on marketing. And we did that in really 2.5 months, which is pretty phenomenal. And I have to take a moment to give Shelly Bandy a tremendous shout out in our office because her and I were in the trenches with all of these media buys that we were doing, staying on top of all of these different opportunities. And she was my rock in all of this. And honestly, we wouldn't have been able to spend a penny without her. So she was instrumental in making these buys happen. So between November and December, which is really when majority of our buys through CARES ran and concluded. Originally, and I want to specify, we were told that all CARES bought buys needed to end by December 30th. We have now had an extension to where a buy can run through the entirety of this year. So we actually have 2 buys, Atlas Obscura, which is a digital display, also content social buy. That is going to run through March. And due to weather, we actually had to cancel. We did a buy with Identity Tampa Bay that is going to produce 4 videos for us. Again, we really wanted to use CARES not only for digital remarketing efforts, but also to have an opportunity to create more content that we can use or further use down the road. And next month, I'm really excited to show you, I think, one of the best videos that's ever been produced. It was done by Atlas Obscura, and it's about our stilt houses. You can find it on the stilt house page. I highly recommend you check it out. If you want to wait in anticipation, I will show it to you next month after the buy runs. But we will be able to fulfill the other 3 videos we haven't been able to do with Identity Tampa Bay through the remainder of this year. So it gives us a little more flexibility. In all, we ran ads with Adara and Conversant. Those actually will have further updates because there is research marketing that was attached to both of those that I'll be providing updates for you. We hadn't quite gotten Adara by the time the packet was due. But again, just showing how our marketing dollars are resulting to people actually coming into the market. So I'm really excited that we were able to capture that content through CARES Act buys. Also Acuity, which was actually a co-op with Visit Florida. It was one of the 2 digital ads we did. Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is a native by Pandora, and Matador Network. All in all, the CARES Act buys that we did delivered 18 million with an M impressions with 15,000 clicks to our website. And again, that was done in essentially 2 months. So we're excited to actually have a little bit of longevity for the rest of the buys that will be completed this year. Social media, we continue to be on the up and up. On Facebook, we added 160 new followers and engagement was up 123%, with views and shares up by 256. Through plays, we're at about over 10,000, which means people are still highly engaged in our video content. That means these buys are continuing to pay off for us as we continue to share them on our platforms. Our Identity Tampa Bay Biking in Dade City video we did was our top performing video. This was a video where we really wanted to highlight an outdoor activity and also a way to promote one of our municipalities. So we partnered with Flint Creek, Green Door on 8th, as well as Farmhouse. And it's just about health and wellness and getting outside and maybe seeing a place you've never seen before. PR update. In November, Florida Sports Coast saw the publication of 13 digital articles regarding the grand opening of Snowcat Ridge. This included coverage on Tampa Bay media sites as well as in key DMAs in Orlando and Miami. This is strictly in regards to the opening that we participated in. Due to the termination of public relations services with the Zimmerman Agency, the DMO went out for an informal request for quote for a media monitoring and journalist database so we can continue to not lose any ground from a PR standpoint. So we, through that process, selected Cision, which is widely used throughout the Florida tourism with similar DMOs. This service will further assist the DMO with pitching efforts to journalists as well as reporting of news coverage and features with inclusion of estimated media value and reach. So this means my report will be even more robust come this time next week or next month. And it's really gonna give us a full picture of all the mentions that our destination gets, including our partners. Through this service, we can even search if one of you has I'm really slacking on this. There we go. If one of you has a really big event and we kind of want to see what the potential media coverage was of that, we can do that through this service. And I'm already going to put it to use with pitching. We are going to release press kits next week to announce our beer. So again, just getting more national coverage of this unique partnership we embarked on, as well as a very cool opportunity we're going to be doing to promote the Kumquat Festival. In December, we saw the publication both in print and digitally of one of our Kumquat FAM returns. So from the FAM tour we hosted this time last year with At Home Magazine. The article really takes a deep dive into the history of the kumquat growers leading into the festival itself. And online, they actually took the liberty of expanding and developing original recipes for the digital audience. And I want to call out Chris, our in-house digital media producer. He is also an incredibly talented photographer. He took that photo for Stephanie that is on the floor at the grower's house with natural light. And she wanted to do a photo shoot and he was totally game for it. And this photography was used both in print and online. And I am personally very proud. I think it's beautiful. I think it really elevated the coverage. Upcoming for PR, we are hosting the influencer, the Flohemian, at the beginning of next month. We had to cancel her in December due to weather. And the Miami Living is finally going to be here in March. They have been unrelenting in wanting to come, so we'll finally fulfill that visit in 2 months. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Great. Any questions? Questions? All right. Thanks so much. All right, tourism sales update. Anthony?
Yes, good morning. Anthony Stinsman, Sales Manager, Florida Sports Coast. And obviously it's no surprise that, the pandemic has impacted the industry significantly, particularly as meetings are concerned. But nonetheless, 2020, we kind of closed the door on that with a lot of optimism and some good results. Since our last board meeting or TDC meeting, we were able to secure 3 decent sized events that will be coming to the area over the next 12 months. 2 of them in October, 1 of them in January of 2022. Last week, I hosted the organizer of the Express conferences, Roy Edmondson. And for 2 days, we toured him around the county and basically took him to he was focused on attractions to build out the agenda for the upcoming events that we've secured. So we toured him around the county from East Coast to West Coast. He loved every little bit of it. Downtown Newport Richey, Dade City, Snowcat Ridge, Tree Hoppers, Epperson Lagoon, and all of the unique areas within the county. Each of those groups will be here for 4 to 5 days, and we're projecting roughly 450 room nights for each of those conferences. And then, of course, thanks to Adam being chair of Destinations Florida, we're able to secure their annual meeting that will be coming in October as well. So that is it. Much more in the works. Certainly looking forward to it. One of the keynotes actually that I'll point out about the conferences, the Express conferences that will be coming to our destination, is that part of the attendees of the conference include 30 heavy hitters within the industry. So their goal in coming is much like a fam trip. They're coming to our area, not only to participate in the meetings and the conference, but also to kind of vet our area for future opportunities. So that's one thing we're really excited about. And then part of their agenda, which is unique to this conference, is that they include a half day of community service work. So we're trying to get together, and if you guys have any ideas, we're certainly open to them, but a group of roughly 80 to 110 people would participate in a half-day community service event within our area. So we're trying to figure out where to bring them. We've looked at Sun West as an opportunity. They've done beach cleanups in prior events and things of the sort. So if anybody has any recommendations, certainly open to suggestions there. But all in all, just very excited about what the future holds. You know, the uncertainty that's been lingering for some time. There's signs of optimism going forward. So,
excellent. Well, thank you for that update. Yeah, Captain Winnie, go ahead.
Just a comment for you. I love the half-day community service ideas that they're doing. That's just phenomenal. Let's get together. I am on boards of a ton of charity organizations that I know I can kind of figure out some way to connect you with all of them. So either Adam or Colby will give you my number and let's connect.
Fantastic. That would be outstanding. And part of the activities, you weren't there that day because when we toured, it was pretty chilly. But we came by to see you because he is interested in offering his attendees on their free day some fishing charter opportunities and boat excursions. So you're definitely on the list, and I'll get in touch with you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's move on to industry relations update.
Good morning, Gabby Logenes, Industry Relations Coordinator. I have to say that I'm very proud that our new businesses added to the list of preferred partners is growing. We have now started building a great relationship with Epperson Lagoon in Wesley Chapel, Clean Juice in Newport Richey, Salty Dog Kayak Rentals of Warner Boys State Park, Molly's Hatchet in Zephyr Hills, and Your Turn, a board game cafe board game in Zephyr Hills. Also wanted to share that January is the Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and our office has partnered with the Human Trafficking Foundation in a powerful campaign to enable our community and our local businesses, especially tourism-related businesses, to be part of this campaign. It's Human Trafficking Zero Tolerance Zone. Our office has worked tremendously with especially hotels in the area who have signed up to train their employees. And we have received an email from the Human Trafficking Foundation board members saying congratulations to our office for the work that we have done. So far, we have about 25 businesses registered to be part of this training, and tourism-related businesses are the ones leading this list. So I'm very proud to share that with you guys. Also, this is the first time the Pasco County Florida Sports Coast Film Commission office has participated in NATPE, which is a virtual conference with premier businesses and associations that produce content, distributors, the streamers, and buyers across all platforms. We are meeting with the biggest companies like Telemundo, Univision, and many other producers and directors because we want to take the film commission in Pasco County to the next level. Also, I wanted to share with you that our office has attended the Pasco County EDC Global Committee quarterly meeting, where we are positioned as a tourism subcommittee, and jointly we just unite efforts with the Global Committee to strengthen the relationship with our regional and strategic partners from the international arena, exploring opportunities to expand the FSC brand overseas. That's all the update from my side. Any questions?
Any questions? No?
It's related. I just want to know where you are because your background looks gorgeous.
Oh, she wants to know where you are.
Well, it's just a background. I'm in the office.
It's in the office. This is a cool looking
It's
background.
not a good no. Because I kept looking at the branches, trying to see if they were moving.
Green screen thing over there.
Yeah. That looks that's one of the realistic ones I've seen actually, background wise. So good job. All right, thanks, Gabby.
Yeah. Next time we'll have a background.
Thank you.
Before we move forward, Chairman Moore, I just wanted to just really reiterate the partnership that we have with Pasco EDC, and the Human Trafficking Coalition for Pasco County. And since your DMO has participated in the human trafficking training for upcoming large events such as Super Bowl or NCAA or any major organizations or events that are coming to the Tampa area, our partners have really stepped up and have gotten on board, and it's with great contributions and dedication from Gabby and Kayla in our office, specifically Gabby, leading that conversation with the Human Trafficking Coalition for Pasco. So we're extremely excited that our partners are now getting on board to be trained and actually see signs of human trafficking so we can stop it before it actually happens. So we're really excited and very proud of the work that Gabby is doing with the Human Trafficking Coalition. Moving on to the destination report for the STAR, School Travel Report for October and November. Actually, I'm just going to cover November leading up to the year to date. For the month of November, you can see that the Pasco County lodging properties down a little over 14% in occupancy. Rate is still a factor that has dropped us close to 12%, and RevPAR is still down almost 25% month over month from November 2020 to November 19. And one of the main reasons is COVID, obviously, but we didn't have the events, the sporting events that were on the books in 2019 that weren't on the books in 2020. So we were going to see a deficit in occupancy this month around, but with COVID, we're still creeping back to our numbers of where we're supposed to be when we were setting records on a month-to-month basis before March of 2020. So we're getting back to that point where we first took that initial hit of occupancy deficiencies, but hopefully we can start seeing growth as 2021 moves forward. Next slide, please. This is just the month of the year-to-year comparison from up until 2019 to 2020. Next slide, please. Yes. Sorry, back one more. So, year-to-date comparison, we're from occupancy, which is a little over 18.5%. Rate has dropped almost 10%, and RevPAR again is at a 26.5% deficit. Moving into revenue For the month of November, we were down again another 15.5%. Year-to-date revenue for our fiscal year is down a little over 10.5% at $45,205. Our next slide is the TDC recap, starting with our fiscal year. Again, with the correlation between occupancy and revenue, we won't see our revenue get back to 2019 record-breaking monthly numbers and figures coming in until we get to the points of March, April, and into May, when we start seeing major deficits of COVID-19. But hopefully with the 30 some odd events that we have on the books right now, with the events that are coming up on the meeting sector and scalping and all of our leisure activities, hopefully we're to start pushing the needle. What has been a tremendous opportunity for us in our office is obviously the CARES Act. I mean, over $400,000 that we were able to use to create the market impressionability and to keep the top line awareness up, even when our revenues have been depleted a little bit. It's a great opportunity to see what the results are, and hopefully we will start to see people start coming back because we are a natural destination that offers a natural social distancing. So with that being said, it's a quick little snapshot of your destination report.
Great, thank you. Any questions, comments, questions? I mean, it's expected, unfortunately. Okay, delegation of authority for FSF grants.
Yes, sir. Anything that goes before the Board of County Commissioners, we are going to get an update back to the TDC board. On January 12th, the Board of County Commissioners approved the request of delegation to Consuelo Sanchez, our sports development and tourism manager, for administering the Florida Sports Foundation grants. So she's going to continue to keep doing that. We will not have to go through the county grant process. So just wanted to bring that back to the board. The Board of County Commissioners approved that unanimously on the 12th, and just as a brief update, we'll continue our processes in bringing the Florida Sports Foundation grants back to this TDC board. Excellent, thanks for that. And I'll just go to new business. Any members have any updates? And I'll just, one thing I'll state is Andy and I were over in Newport Richey right around the holidays, and Sims Park looked great. You guys did a good job with that. All the Christmas decorations, and we saw all the trees that were lined up.
The trees were done by a private organization.
Okay, well, look good.
Yeah, no, I thought it looked fantastic.
Well, they're donating a lot of their money.
Yeah.
The private organization did it, but they're donating a lot of
That's
money.
good. Well, it all looked good. It looked very nice. So it was definitely impressive, and he definitely got the Christmas feel, which was
150
very nice.
trees.
150
trees.
Wow, it was a lot. It was a lot. So, anybody have anything? Any updates they wanted to?
Just we've got about 750 hockey players that are
still there, right?
Now, which till I think the 18th.
So the 18th,
yeah.
Very good.
It's been a welcomed and lucky last minute event, and everything's going pretty well with that so far. Other than all their smelly gear in our ballrooms from time to time. Other than that, it's pretty good.
You have to do a little disinfecting when they leave, I'm sure, of the ballroom.
So. Little Glade plugins around his property right now.
There you go.
Trying to mitigate keeping the doors open for COVID and other things.
It's good, but it was a nice surprise boost, right?
No problem wearing a mask then, huh? No. Nobody had a problem putting a mask on.
They're actually welcomed right now.
Right. Councilman, anything? Zephyr Hills?
First I want to compliment Commissioner Moore for running a great meeting today.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Unfortunately, our barbecue event that we have had to be canceled, and I know the event organizers have contacted you guys about it, and they're looking to maybe do something in April, and so we'll just kind of stay tuned for that. But the good news is the barbecue state championships will be held in Zephyr Hills next year at our event, and for any of you that have gone to some of these barbecue events, they take this stuff serious, and it's a pretty big deal. So, and the food's good too.
Right. Okay. Well, sorry about that. I know that's disappointing, and hopefully in April there'll be let's keep our fingers crossed, there'll be some big changes, right? Anything going on at the mall?
I was looking forward to 2021.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year, so.
Yeah. We know it's funny, I was talking actually, and I won't name them, but one of your tenants that's in the restaurant business. They told me they're doing, they had their best year ever.
Yeah, I was talking to Adam earlier. I said actually the Sportsplex, it's been a tremendous help on the weekends.
Yeah.
And a lot of out of town groups coming in.
Yeah. So that was good news.
Yeah.
Obviously, they did a lot of takeout and things. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, but a lot of takeout, and, stuff. But it was good, and I've been there many a time. So, anything going on with in your world?
Windsor had the best year it's ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, people wanted to get outdoors, didn't they?
They want to get out, and we're looking forward to 2020. And I don't know how this will affect hotels, but a lot of universities have canceled spring break. So what they're doing, instead of giving them 5 days in a row, they're giving them like 1 day each month. So that might affect the way that you do your marketing as far as staycations instead of that kind of thing. But
thanks. You guys tell this wind to stop blowing, right?
Oh my gosh, the weather's been insane.
I know, just blowing out there. Councilman?
Regretfully, Chasco Fiesta is going to be canceled in 2021.
What was the date on that?
It was in March. And last week in March, first week in April, so it'll move to 2022.
I know, unfortunate. Yeah. So no chance to I guess you want to keep it the same time of year.
It takes 6 months of planning and,
gotcha.
It's not that we couldn't do it a lot of people might be vaccinated by then, but they need planning time too.
That's unfortunate. Well, if you got to let it be, you can just ride on the street, throw them out the window.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do that.
Is this the first time it's ever been canceled?
No, it was canceled last year.
Last year.
Yeah. So what's going on? You're welcome again. I'll tell you, welcome from all of us. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. Again, very excited. It's a great opportunity and to learn more about Florida. I'm not originally from Florida.
Oh, no?
I'm originally from Albany, New York area.
Wow.
So I'm still in the growing phase, and there's lots to learn.
Good. And tell us briefly about your property so we're all aware.
We are a 107 room property. We actually have 3 room types, which is unusual for our brand. It's a Spring Hill Suites. So we have rooms with 2 queen beds, which obviously hockey families love, as well as any sports family. It can occupy up to 6 people in a guest room. It's not my favorite, but it is theirs. We also have a complimentary breakfast that we offer too, which has been scaled back due to COVID, but it's slowly coming back to life. So people that are staying with us are excited to see that happening. Occupancy has been extremely low, as well as most hotels in the area, but there is an upturn. There's a lot of leisure traveler going on. So we're obviously more busier on the weekends versus during the week. Corporate travel is very, very slow. And I don't foresee that coming back for a while as everybody can work from home, and working from home is more pronounced now than ever. So it'll come back eventually, but it'll probably take a good 2 years to come back. So we are located in Bexley Village, behind the Advent ER. There is some growth going on there right now. We have the Bexley Hub coming eventually. It's the fence is up, the signs are up. We'll see what happens next.
Good. You guys are waiting for Moffat to be built, aren't you?
Potentially.
Just a little bit. Well, good. Well, thank you all, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, or enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the week. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to throw this out there, get everyone's radar so you can be prepared for March when we're back in Dade City. Wendy, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to dress up again. We need a new TDC picture.
That's right.
Can I wear the same dress I wore last year?
You may, if you like. I don't know if, I don't think there's gonna be too many people who compare. Well, she wore that last year. Same
It's either
picture.
that or I didn't get to use my gown for Chasco last year. So.
Good. All right, guys. Thank you.
Make sure you remind us.
Yeah. So he doesn't show up in a